Hello and welcome to What Steven Reads. My name is Steven and welcome back. This is now episode 4. Let's get Martyr out of the way. I am finished. It took me longer than would probably take the average person just with work and stuff. It's a quick read though. You could finish it a lot faster than I did because the chapters are really short and there's always that blank page in between. And then there's chapters with quick little poems that the character writes. And then there's quick little chapters of conversations between two random people, either that he knows or some celebrity or political person. And again, after each chapter, there's that blank page. So you could finish the book really quick. I'm happy I read it. Did I like it? I did like it. I don't know if I would read it again. The ending was a little frustrating. It's up to interpretation to see what you perceive happened or didn't happen. I don't know. The characters were cool. I think that Cyrus is a well-written character. I feel like I knew more about the other characters, like his father, his mother, Ulrike, and his BFF. I feel like I didn't know as much about him. It's through the other characters that you learn about him. It just seems to me that the other characters were more developed. I knew about them more than I knew about him. His friendship with Z is probably his most important relationship in his life, as he lost his father, he lost his mother. Ulrike does become a new close relationship with him in the span of 3 days, and I think that's amazing. And I do think it's possible for things like that to happen in life. They definitely bonded. Yeah, again, well written. Just not a book for me. I'm happy that I read it. I think you should read it. You might get something out of it. And yeah, I want to see what else he winds up writing. This was his debut novel. And yeah, that's all I really have to say about Martyr. But definitely check it out. Alright, moving on. So then I moved on to fantasy novel, which The Spear Cuts Through Water by Simon Jimenez. And I have not gotten very far, work and all that stuff and life. I'm only 7 pages in, and the chapters are really long, so you kind of just have to cut it wherever you see fit to end your reading session. What I do know already is that it does start off in our world, which I kind of wanted something that is just not of this world, of this earth, and it does start off like that, with a story from his, I'm not sure what country we're in, but kind of like his abuela or his nona. And then from there, it takes off into some other world. So yeah, I'm going to try and breeze through that because there's other books I really want to get to. I was checking last night to see what's coming out. Today's Tuesday. This will be going up on Wednesday. And I was really excited because Isabela Canas, or maybe it's pronounced Canas, has a new book coming out. Isabela Canas' new book. And that is going to be The Possession of Alba Diaz. So I already read Vampires of El Norte, and that came out in 2023. And the reason I bought it was because the book cover just caught my eye. And yes, I do fall for beautiful book covers. I just think it's freaking gorgeous. She's got that red dress on, and her writing is just wonderful. It's considered gothic horror. Definitely a little bit of literary fiction in there. About the main character, there's 2 main characters, and the daughter of a landowner, I don't know if they call him the padrón, and then you have the other character who is vaquero, or vaquero, no, I think it's vaquero, and basically like a cattle rancher, and the daughter is not supposed to be with someone of that social ranking. She has to be with someone who's of, son of a padrón or whatever. And it's about vampires. Not as we've seen it before. I'm going to say this is more of like a traditional kind of vampire. Something more along the lines of Nosferatu. And I really liked it. It's a love story, social classes, eerie at times, not overly horrifying. I loved it. Thought it was great. And then I had run out to buy, actually I got it online because I wanted a hardcover. Because I just think that the covers are just beautiful. This was her first book, I think, The Hacienda. And I didn't read it yet because I got in the mood to read this book in the fall, around, October and Halloween time and all that. So I'm going to read The Hacienda probably October, maybe the end of September. And then I really want to pick up The Possession of Alba Diaz. And I thought, even though it comes out on the 19th, which I guess is next Tuesday, I didn't look at the calendar, but sometimes Barnes & Noble stocks books that haven't come out yet. Unless there's a name for it where they just cannot put the books out before. So I'll check next week for that, because I definitely want a hardcover. And the cover of that is really beautiful too. Another character in a red dress. Does she always do red dresses? Yeah, they're always in a red dress. So yeah, I'm gonna get that. And then I was looking for some things today, and because like I said, last night I was checking out what came out today, and my Barnes & Noble did not have copies of them. And I should have gone to the other Barnes & Noble that's a little bit further away, in a completely opposite direction, but I did not do that. And the books I was looking for, let's say, I did add into my want to read on Goodreads. Black Flame, which they did have, I just think it's too gory for me, so I passed on that. It's a horror book. A book called Automatic Noodle. It's about robots that have automated in a restaurant, automated the service and everything. It's called science fiction. It's a novella, so it's a short book. Cozy fiction, adult fantasy. And I'll just do a quick little read of what they say. Let's see. Author Annalee Newitt's comes Automatic Noodle, a cozy near-future novella about a crew of abandoned food service bots opening their very own restaurant. While San Francisco rebuilds from the chaos of war, a group of food service bots in an abandoned ghost kitchen take over their own delivery app account. They rebrand as a neighborhood lunch spot and start producing some of the tastiest hand-pulled noodles in the city. But there's just one problem. Someone or something is review bombing the restaurant's feedback page with fake bad service reports. Can the bots find the culprit before their ratings plummet and destroy everything they created? So it's a quick read. It could be like a good buffer book to read, after maybe the fantasy book I'm reading. So I'll have to go check next week or just order it online or something. I don't know. So they didn't have that, and they didn't have the Deathless one, Grave Singer #1 by Emma Hamm, fantasy book. I was going to pick up The Good Vampire's Guide to Blood and Boyfriends by Jamie D'Amato. I marked a book, Anywhere With You by Ellie Palmer, a romance novel. I didn't even look for it, actually. I just decided when I was there not to get it. Book I'm checking out is Lisa Ridzen, When the Cranes Fly South, and Possession of Alba Diaz, which comes out the 19th. And I did pick up I Know How This Ends by Holly Smale. It sounds like a really cool premise. I'll get into that next week. And then they didn't have, or I couldn't find it. I could have asked somebody. Gareth Brown's The Society of Unknowable Objects. And I think that's it. Yeah, and I did order some stuff from Amazon, which should be here today. And again, I'll show that next week. So, yeah, but what I want to talk about today is Netflix. If you're into mystery novels and Netflix, they're doing a movie version of The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman, and I'm totally excited. I love the book. I read all 4 fairly quickly. Again, this was last year. I was just getting into, 2 years ago, I was getting to reading. I decided to read these last year, and I just thought they were it was a fun series. And it'd be awesome if you read it before the movie comes out. It stars, let's see, Helen Mirren's in it, Pierce Brosnan, Celia Imrie, and Ben Kingsley play the 4 main characters. And I can't wait. So I got another couple of weeks to go. And Tom Ellis is in it. He's from, what's that show? Lucifer. So he's in that. I can't wait. So just to tell you a little bit about the Thursday Murder Club. So here's book 1. And then he did book 2, which is called The Man Who Died Twice. Book 3, The Bullet That Missed. And book 4, The Last Devil to Die. So basically the premise is it's set in a retirement community. Here we call them 55 plus communities or buildings. because these are not, it's not a nursing home. These people are probably 60 to 70 years old. They're very active. The main character, Elizabeth, she was a former FBI agent. She's kind of the leader of the group. She started the Thursday Murder Club. Then you have Abraham, who's a psychiatrist. Ron, who, what I got from the first book in his day, was a very hardcore activist, and kind of like the tough guy. Then you have Joyce, who was the newest member. And when I think of the character Joyce, I always picture in my head the mother from Ab Fab. You know, Adina's mother, and she was kind of like dopey. But this character's not dopey, but just the look of her, I always think of that actress that played the mother in Ab Fab. So yeah, it's called Cooper's Chase. That's the retirement community. And every Thursday, they get together to solve an unsolved murder. And what happens is an actual murder takes place on Cooper's Chase. So the four of them, they can't resist themselves. They just have to get involved. And there's two police officers that are trying to do the investigation, and they keep butting in. However, they get the information first sometimes. So Elizabeth, who has been told, stay out of it, she'll do an exchange for information, you know, trying to help them. And it's got a very cozy vibe. It's very much a comfort read. But it's not low stakes, you know. It's a little bit thrillerish. It's a murder mystery for sure. And I absolutely loved it, and I think that you should definitely give it a read if you haven't already. And if you have read it and you didn't know, it's coming to Netflix. It's coming to Netflix. So I'm really excited about that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I can't wait. I think it's going to be so much fun. And yeah, so I'm going to continue with The Spear Cuts Through Water. If I don't like it, I'll just DNF it and move on to something else. Because honestly, there is other stuff I want to get to. This was never on my radar till last week. I don't know. We'll see. I kind of want to get into Brandon Sanderson again. Or something else. Now I'm kind of in the mood for a murder mystery after talking about the Thursday Murder Club. But yeah, so that's it for today. And thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And leave any comments if you have any book suggestions or your opinion on Martyr and your opinion on the book I'm currently reading. Definitely leave a message, or a comment rather, and I will see you next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.